In the meantime, members of South Africa's parliament have called on authorities to urgently test the DNA of serial rapist and murderer Thabo Bester to confirm that Maria Mabaso is indeed his biological mother. Home Affairs Minister Motsoaledi told the committee that while a sample of Bester's DNA was taken ahead of his rape and murder trial in 2011, it was never tested. The minister further confirmed that for his entire life, Thabo Bester had completely evaded any form of identity registration. Bester has no identity number and has never been issued with a passport. The Democratic Alliance has also called on the authorities to ensure Bester's identity be verified through DNA testing. DA member and Correctional Services Portfolio Committee member Advocate Gynnis Breytenbach joins me on the news for more on this development. Thank you so much for your time.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to everybody watching.
All right, so let's get to it now. Thabo Bester and his girlfriend are back in the country. As a parliamentary portfolio committee, are you convinced that the state has the right person, as there's nothing so far to link his identity?
Well, it's a matter of deep concern. Bester has had so many different aliases. He has so many identities. He's used so many different names. And now we're told that he is being invisible in South Africa, that he's never been issued with an identity document. He's never been issued with a passport. He has no identity number. So one hopes that it's the correct person. And the only way to ensure that is through DNA testing with his biological mother. So we've asked that test be conducted. And if it turns out positive, well, that's a great relief. If it's not, that's a massive problem.
All right. Now, how much of a success will the tribunal trial rest on the link between Bester and the alleged mother? Of course, talking about proving that she's indeed his mother and that indeed the man in custody is actually Thabo Bester.
Yes, well, we need to ensure that we have the right person. So the police and Home Affairs need to cooperate with each other in order to determine the identity of the person that we have in custody. The identity of the criminal, however, does not only rest on DNA testing. There are rape survivors who are still alive and in South Africa who could, in all probability, identify him as the original criminal. So, all is not lost, but certainly it's very important for us to determine precisely who this is that we have in custody and how and why he's managed to evade appearing on any system.
All right, now let's talk about your interactions with the Lieutenant General of the South Africa Police Service on the claims why they could not get information from G4S as a police force. Now, is that even possible? And what other shortcomings did we witness from the police on this particular case?
Well, when a Lieutenant General in the South African Police mentions in Parliament that they had trouble getting information from G4S. G4S is under contract to the Department of Correctional Services. They're not an independent contractor. They're under contract to DCS. They're paid handsomely on a monthly basis to run a maximum security high-tech prison. And for them to refuse to cooperate with the police is outrageous. And for the police to allow it is equally outrageous. The Lieutenant General told us that they needed to issue Section 205 subpoenas in terms of our Criminal Procedure Act in order to force them to part with information. I mean, that's an outrageous situation. It should never have been allowed to develop to that extent. But the police have been very lax with this entire investigation. They've known for almost a year that Bester is out of prison, that he's a dangerous serial rapist and murderer. They did nothing to warn the public. They did nothing to warn his victims. And they certainly did not inform the public. And they did very, very little until the matter became public knowledge as a result of a newspaper publication. Very little to, in fact, re-apprehend him. So there's a lot more here than meets the eye, and there's a lot more digging to do.
All right. Now, quickly before I let you go, Minister Bakisela wasn't quite pleased with your interaction with him on why a private jet was used to ferry Thabo Bester and his girlfriend from Tanzania. Your thoughts on why a private jet was used for a fugitive, and what message does this send to his victims?
Well, it's a slap in the face to his victims. It's a slap in the face to all tax-paying South Africans. And, you know, there's absolutely no need to make use of a private jet. There were many commercial airlines that fly to Tanzania, and they could have come on any of them. It's been done before, and it will be done again. The police minister offered a flimsy excuse for why a private jet was used. It cost, I'm told, in the region of 1.4 million rand. Completely ridiculous and unforgivable, and it's a complete and utter waste of public money. It's a disgrace. The way this entire investigation has been handled is a disgrace.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.